Yeah, let's I guess we'll dive right into it. The roadmap has been updated. A lot of you already know this, but for the people that don't, there have been very minor updates on the roadmap that are mainly the client authoritative dodging, which is what we have up currently, the new hunt pass, which was like rogue elements or whatever it's called. I'm blanking on it right now, but we'll see it here in just a moment. There's like a teaser for it, and then the big, or I guess like the second big thing would be the announcement of the next element for escalation, which is Umbral, which is very exciting. I'm a little bit curious. I have my thoughts and speculations on the topic, so we'll save that for last, and then we'll just kind of tack it onto this roadmap update as well. So the update, client authoritative dodging, if you haven't heard anything about it, this is going to allow other players from other regions to play more fluidly together. I think that's kind of the big point, right? Or if you don't have the best internet connection, those people are going to be able to, you know, dodge appropriately and get the iframes that they need or that they're seeing on the screen, which is a very, very important feature and is going to increase the quality of life for every single player, I would wager. And so the update for this is that it's in its final stages of internal testing, and we're getting close to squashing all the bugs and is currently ironing out the edge cases. Stay tuned for more updates. So from what it sounds like is we might be getting this as soon as, you know, the next hunt pass. And you know, that's like pure speculation. I have no internal information on that, but I would say, like, you don't really just like announce something like final stages of internal testing and it not be almost done, you know, or not be hitting like a we're gonna launch it sort of thing. I feel like that, like, I know Phoenix Labs, they don't really give out a lot of information unless something is like, you know, hey, we're gonna launch this soon. And so I mean, that's just kind of my take on it after playing this game for so long. The next thing we're going to go over is the events and hunt passes, which is rogue elements. It is called rogue elements. So rumored circulating along a long-haul freighter captains, or among long-haul freighter captains, speak of fractures within the ranks of the Austrian Navy. Commando teams with swift striking javelin ships have rebelled against an overcautious chain of command to take matters into their own hands. They're tired of the rules and bureaucracy and now just want results. With the help of the Slayers of Ramsgate, they might just get them. And here it's like very clearly a hatchet, which was shown. Like, the hatchet was shown in the concept art that was replaced by this one. But here you see like Austrian sort of like shelling, I guess. Makeshift maybe dog tags. Like I'm just gonna put my bet out there. It's like it's a commando hunt pass, like Rambo style. Like that's just my bet. So whatever Austrian Rambo looks like, that's my guess for this hunt pass. Am I wild about it? Not really. Can it be awesome? Absolutely. That's really my take on it. And of course, let's go to more activities and the highly coveted Umbral escalation. We get a little teaser here of, I guess, the environment. It almost looks like a storm cloud, even though, you know, shock escalation has patched. So I'm not seeing any like silhouettes, or I mean, for all we know, this cloud here could be the beam, and these could be eyes. I don't know. Like high speculation. Doesn't really make sense that lightning. I mean, it makes more sense that it's a lightning cloud of some kind. So maybe like there's a miasma. Could be some sort of you know, noxious gas. But anyway, let's get right into it. Umbral escalation. Umbral Aether, perhaps the most mysterious and unexplainable energy known to Aethersmiths. Its very nature resists intensive study, but its power is undeniable. Umbral escalation will offer a glimpse into this dark void. What will you find within these enigmatic aisles? Holy moly, that was hard to say. And what might find you? Why do you type like this, Phoenix Labs? Why can't you just type in a way that my 3rd grade reading capabilities can actually read and present? Anyway, I mean, very little to work with here, but hey, so I have high hopes for this. It's not like I mean, I honestly want to go to like Valhalla Radiant side of things, but with this like glimpse into the dark void, like this little line makes me very excited for what we're going to be going through in this escalation. I talk with my stream a lot about escalations and just like it's just fun to speculate. And so for like Terra escalation, it would be really cool if you like went into a cave or like into an aisle, like instead of being like out in the open on top of an aisle. It'd be cool if you like went into it and like descended. And I think that Umbral kind of follows that same thing for me. Like I want to go somewhere else that isn't an aisle. And so like the glimpse into the dark void, like I just recently asked devs in respective Discord channels if it's still canon, if Riftstalker is an interdimensional behemoth. Can it traverse through? Is it true that there is another dimension that behemoths can come from? And while I haven't gotten really any confirmation on that yet, I would like to just kind of like flirt with the idea that there is another dimension where, or perhaps that like the humans of Ramsgate or humans of the Shattered Isles don't really understand Umbral, like as it's said in here. It could be that they're just kind of, they might not be necessarily like interdimensional. They can travel through dimensions, but they can't stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like a haven for them. It's just a faster means of travel. Because I think of Riftstalker, and yeah, it can open portals, but Shroud can't do that as well. So it's obviously not a property that's something that's kept between like all Umbral behemoths, perhaps. So that's kind of like my speculation. But if interdimensional behemoths exist,
what's up, gamers, and welcome to the
I'm going to turn off notifications. Sorry. The main thing that I would like to see is in this escalation, you know, maybe we're on an aisle, maybe we find a portal around like round 3, we fight round 4 in its like area, and then, you know, we're in like the Umbral lair sort of thing, like another dimension sort of like. And honestly, I think that kind of brings me to like what I want the behemoth to be. A lot of people in my stream want to see as like an Umbral spider or something that would like lurk in the darkness, right? I think I would like to see them break away. Like this is the perfect time to break away from the behemoths are animals. Like if that's true, I would like to see like literally the thing in the dark, right? I want to say more what it is very ambiguous, right? Like we don't know what it is. It could be like a shape-shifting behemoth, right? Like taking on other aspects of other behemoths. Because Umbral Aether is like that ooze, right? Like it's something that like Shroud can make clones of itself with it, and so it can change shape. It's very volatile, I guess. Like I think something that is very volatile looking would be really, really cool. And if there was ever a time to display that what behemoths can and can't be, Umbral escalation would be it. I think it's like that very dark and mysterious as a thematic, as its theme would be really interesting and really shake up things from what we're used to seeing in Dauntless, which is typically just like, you know, a cool take on an animal that has been mutated by Aether. And so what is like the next level of that mutation? That's kind of what I'm hoping for. In terms of mechanics, I really hope the Apex Behemoth, I hope it pulls you into like the void, and inside of the void, I basically would imagine Riftstalker's like murder palace, you know, when it like pulls you and you get like taken into its little dome, that while you're in there your health starts draining or something. Like add in mechanics that make other cells a lot more interesting, and more amp choices that heal your teammates a little bit more interesting. Maybe the entire time while you're fighting it your health is just steadily draining. Add that little bit of extra pressure that we don't really feel because Iceborne exists, something like that. I would like to see a little bit more solidified mechanics over, I guess, modifiers, like random modifiers. I want to see, like, this is the theme of Umbral escalation. There's a, you know, we've gone over miasma, right? Like a noxious gas, and it's slowly eating away at you, or I don't know, just to add a little bit more pressure. And I think thematically that goes along with this escalation, because it's everything's so like up in the air, it's unknown, it's mysterious. Umbral escalation isn't like my first pick for elements. It has the highest potential to be really freaking cool. And to echo my stream a little bit, I want to say there aren't a lot of Umbral behemoths, right? And so when I think about like legendary weapons, I'm kind of like not excited, right? Because Riftstalker just keeps getting nerfed, and Shroud is super niche and really is only used for like cutting edge trial times. Outside of that, it's like a fun thing to do, but it's not practical to play it all the time on every single fight. And maybe legendary ability allows you to activate that a little bit easier. Maybe it drains your life a little bit so you can get to 20%. That's potential right there. Something that I just kind of came up with off the top of my head. But I mean, I'm thinking about like legendary abilities and the weapons of like bonding, and I'm just like, all right, you just bond. If the legendary ability doesn't allow me to get to 20% easily, I'm bonding Riftstalker all the time, and Riftstalker keeps getting nerfed. So I mean, it's nice to get away from Riftstalker's kind of like niche technique slot, utility slot, and Wild Frenzy. Like Wild Frenzy's good, like that's passive Wild Frenzy, which is very nice. But overall, in terms of gear, I'm not very excited. On the flip side, the cosmetics for an ultra armor of the Umbral element gets me real excited. Like that can be as edgy as you want. It can be so cool. Like potential is through the roof on that ultra armor. So I'm very excited to see that. I want to see what they cook up for that. So here's the thing. Malkarian released. The Malkarian Ultra Armor was fire. The Myth and Legend Hunt Pass Armor was kind of meh. Like, I'm going to say real meh. But Torg releases, the Hunt Pass is fire, and Torg, it's cool, but it's like not as cool as the like Ultra Armor from the Hunt Pass, in my opinion. That being said, let's go back to the Ultra Armor being sick, and I'll take the L on the Hunt Pass, because yeah, Umbral Ultra Armor gets me the big excite. But I don't know, let me know in the comment section what your speculations are for Umbral. What do you think the behemoth's gonna be? I hope it's more of like demon-esque monster, you know, thing in the shadows sort of behemoth, rather than like an animal that I can put a name to. Oh, it's an armadillo, but it has oily goop on it, you know. I'm really hoping for like a more ambiguous creature. Yeah, just let me know what you guys are curious about for Umbral escalation. I'm still gonna get more like lore and canon information, and if there's any like big breakthroughs, I'll be sure to make a follow-up video and inform you guys. But the lore in Dauntless is pretty limited, and that's kind of disappointing, but I think it's like something that they can easily inject back into the game as the game progresses and gets just a little bit more help in that regard. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it's kind of like kind of hodgepodgey, Not some. I mean, I don't do a lot of speculation videos, even though I love doing it, but I should start doing them more. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can use creator code RevvyRad in the Dauntless in-game store or the Epic Game Store. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you on the Shattered Isles.